Kirk Franklin, born in the early months of 1970 in the vibrant city of Fort Worth, Texas, has become a cornerstone of modern gospel music. Throughout his life, Franklin has demonstrated an extraordinary ability to merge the traditional soul of gospel with the energy and style of hip-hop, R&B, and pop. This unique blend hasn't just refreshed the genre. It has brought gospel music to the forefront of global music culture, introducing it to audiences far beyond its usual boundaries. Rise to fame is even more remarkable considering the difficulties he faced in his early years. Despite being left behind by his biological parents and enduring the emotional aftermath of that abandonment, he clung to his faith and relied on his exceptional musical gifts to find his way. His resilience in the face of adversity, combined with relentless creativity, eventually earned him an astonishing 19 Grammy Awards and cemented his place as a legend in his field. Even as a child, Franklin's life was anything but easy. The pain of being abandoned by both his mother and father left deep scars, and the absence of a stable family unit could have easily defined his future. Thankfully, his Aunt Gertrude stepped in as a guardian and nurtured his budding musical abilities. Under her care, Franklin grew up in a supportive, if unconventional, family environment. By the time he was just 4 years old, Franklin was already teaching himself to play the piano. That early self-motivation and talent soon led him to direct church choirs at the impressively young age of 11. These formative experiences were the first signs that Franklin would become a force in music, using his gifts not only for personal healing but also to bring others together in song. However, Franklin's youth was not without its struggles and rebellion. His teenage years were marked by conflict, as he pushed back against the strict moral codes of his church upbringing. He experimented with drinking, smoking, and using drugs, in part as a way to cope with his feelings of rejection and the difficulties he faced at school. Franklin struggled with a learning disorder, which made academic achievement an uphill battle. Unable to keep up, he eventually dropped out of high school, feeling further alienated from the expectations of his community. To make matters worse, tragedy struck when Franklin was just 15. He lost a close friend to a tragic accident, a moment that shook him deeply and forced him to reconsider his path in life. By 17, Franklin had become a father, a responsibility that brought new pressures and subjected him to harsh judgment from the church community that had once nurtured him. Despite these challenges, Franklin's early obstacles would later become the emotional foundation of his music. Rather than running from his past, he drew upon these experiences to create songs that resonated with authenticity and vulnerability, connecting with listeners who saw their own struggles reflected in his work. When Franklin took his first steps into the music industry, it marked a turning point not only for his own life but for the entire gospel genre. In 1992, he founded Kirk Franklin and the Family, a choir that would soon bring his innovative sound to the world. Their debut release in 1993 soared to platinum status, an unusual achievement for gospel music at the time. Songs like Why We Sing and Silver and Gold became anthems, celebrated for their heartfelt lyrics and modern musical sensibilities. This breakthrough was just the beginning. Franklin continued to push boundaries with later albums, including What You're Lookin' For Inches in 1996 and The New Nation Project in 1998. The latter featured the iconic song Stomp, which blended gospel with hip-hop and quickly became a cultural sensation. Suddenly, gospel music wasn't confined to Sunday mornings or church pews. It was reaching young people everywhere. Played on mainstream radio and in clubs. As Franklin collaborated with well-known artists from across musical genres, including the likes of Bono, Mary J. Blige, and Kanye West, he proved that gospel could stand shoulder to shoulder with contemporary music's biggest names. Franklin's evolution as an artist continued into the 21st century, with albums like Father's Day released in 2023. This project, accompanied by a revealing documentary, explored themes of family, faith, and forgiveness, providing a window into Franklin's ongoing quest for personal understanding and healing. In addition to his recording achievements, Franklin has served as a national trustee for the Recording Academy, where his advocacy has helped elevate gospel music status on the world stage. His trophy case, filled with Grammy Awards and other honors, is a testament to his enduring influence and the profound connection he has forged with fans across the globe. The impact Franklin has had on gospel music cannot be overstated. By embracing elements of R&B, pop, and hip-hop, he has broadened the genre's appeal and made it accessible to people from all walks of life. His lyrics address universal themes: struggle, perseverance, faith, and hope that cross cultural and spiritual divides. Franklin's openness about his own challenges, from parental abandonment to addiction and family strife, makes him a relatable figure. His willingness to lay bare his vulnerabilities encourages others to confront their own difficulties with honesty and bravery. The root of Franklin's lifelong struggles can be traced to his earliest years, when the absence of his parents left him grappling with feelings of rejection and a lack of self-worth. His Aunt Gertrude, though loving and supportive, could not fill the void left by his parents' absence. The pain of not knowing his father or feeling unwanted by his mother lingered, influencing his worldview and seeping into his music. These early wounds resurfaced in his adolescence through rebellious acts and risky behaviors, as he tried to numb the hurt and find meaning in a confusing world. In addition to abandonment, Franklin's learning disorder presented another major hurdle. The specifics of his condition remain largely private, but he has acknowledged the difficulties it caused in school. At a time when such challenges